What is up, guys? I'm Aldo here. Welcome back to the channel. Watching a beautiful sunset in downtown Miami right now and looking at kind of what I've been doing. So the latest thing that I've been doing, if this will focus here, give me 1 second, sorry about that. Bitcoin long setup. Entry was, the other day, a fun year so far, positive 2025. I think we'll end positive. And, this was a good trade. Next day profit waiting for 105, and I'll tell you guys in just a minute why I think we'll get up to 105. Really good, community. If you guys are interested, check out the Discord down below. Pretty reasonable. If you pay in crypto, there's a discount. If you sign up to any links down below for the exchanges, deposit at least $100. I'll give you 1 free month. Just go to the support ticket area and open a support ticket with your UID, and we'll get you sorted. I always try to answer all the questions I can. If you guys post questions in some of these areas, and we do the voice chat if you guys have questions as well. So we try to get to all of them. You got K-Mac, nice shade in there as well. Check it out if you guys are interested. I think we're going to try to blow up that community a little bit more. So anyway, so moving on to what I'm looking at right now. So the big thing I'm looking at in Bitcoin, nice little trigger wave on the 2-day. As I've been talking about, this could easily bring you back up to 105, which is what I'm looking at. That's a really big place. After 105, this could be, really up to 119 could be that area. And then that's that plot twist I was kind of telling you guys. Maybe we shoot up to 119 real quick. We haven't had volatility in a minute. You shoot up to that area right quick and then watch what happens. And you get that January 30% correction down to like 80K. And then you finally, just destroys both sides. I'm not saying that's going to happen, that you have to drop down that much. There's some people saying we're only going to see 20%, 15% corrections, going forward. I've heard those things before. I've played these games before. You're going to see corrections, I think. I could be wrong, but you're going to see these corrections. Has anybody seen Squid Game Season 2? It is really good. I've played these games before, if you understand the reference. I've done this before. I know what's most likely probably going to happen. But right now, if we could break above where we are right now, that 105, like I mentioned, that looks really good. Money flow could get a little bit iffy on the weekends. It is a big point right here that we're kind of rejecting from. You may come down a little bit in the short term. I wouldn't be personally trying to short this, but you could maybe do a scalp or something. It's going to be riskier, especially on the weekend. But I still think, when you look at some of the larger time frames, your money flow is iffy on the 5-day, weekly and 2-week are not the best thing here. You may get a bear div on your 3-week or whatever. You got your money flow maybe starting to come down. Yeah, that's the thing here, that monthly bear div, that could make way for a 30% correction once we come up to 119 or whatever. And then you come down to that 80K. If you come down, probably not 70K, but that 80K area, I know people are getting annoyed. Oh, you're too bearish. Look, I don't think, unless you think we're going straight, we're going to hit 200 or more. And there's some smart people who do, but I think it's going to be more like this situation, or maybe a little bit more extended to a peak here towards the end of kind of 2025. It wouldn't be impossible to get to that 200. I wouldn't think that would happen, where is the end of 25 here? That would be right around, it would be right around there if we were to hit that 200. I kind of don't think he would come that high. My main prediction based on, previous cycles would be that 150, especially as we got up to, we were already at 30K or in the 30s at this point last time in the cycle, exactly 4 years ago. And it wouldn't be, there's got to be some type of diminished returns. Like 200 is my absolute max, 150 and 160 is my main prediction here. And the thing is, who cares about Bitcoin when you have ETH, ETH, especially in these areas, big place, and you're probably going to jump if history repeats itself, looking good on that weekly, definitely looking good on that weekly here. Looking good on that weekly, trying to come up with that money flow there, potentially getting up to those points. So I think ETH is going to see a good few months here, absolutely going to see a good few months. And then Bitcoin back up to 105, ETH I could see 4,000 and potentially breaking upward into the end of the month, potentially 4,800, because last cycle we hit that new all-time for ETH early February, late January of 21. It would make sense to hit that new all-time high around that area. So give it a month. Now I know I talked about that 30% correction. Maybe we hit that area mid this month, then you get that. Maybe ETH holds up a little bit better as it does typically in the post-halving years. You come down, maybe just 25%, 3,600, kind of back down to where we are right now. You do something like that situation, a lot of volatility, and then you really come upward into March, April. Obviously speculative, but there's going to be volatility. It's an exciting year. I hope we dodge that correction. Maybe we just go straight up. I mean, who knows? I hope we dodge that, but I'm just looking at history here a little bit. And there are things that on these larger time frames that are a little bit scary, but they could easily, kind of be missed or kind of be dodged, I should say. And then if you zoom out a little bit here, we look at, the big place I'm looking for is 7,400, hopefully by the end of the year. That's my big target. I mean, we could come up to 11K. 11K would be my absolute top for this, but your general trajectory, let's say we jump up to that 4,800 and then, they want to teach us a lesson here. You got to come back down a little bit. And then you get up into the end of the year, November, that 7,400, or maybe even that 11, January of 2026, that 11K. I hope 11K, but we shall see. So yeah, ETH, I think looking pretty good. I think we could break above this spiral line that we're approaching right now and then get up to 4K. And then you probably see a little bit of play at 4K, but it could jump up to a couple of weeks. Bitcoin at 118, it could jump up to 4,800 sooner than you may think. We've been a little bit boring here, so I think you could have some fun here. And then Solana doing what we've hoped, trying to jump back up to, Bitcoin at 105, ETH at 4K. Solana should be at 267, I think would be a good goal for this. Absolutely a pretty good goal for this. And then after that, you're in new, all-time high territory. I think 400 could be a goal by middle of this year. Let's look at that trajectory for Solana. Let's say you get up to this point, January 11th, a lot could happen in the next 6 days. Maybe, a lot happens in the next 6 days, then you get your correction here. I'm just curious what this correction would be. Now we're in an area where Solana would probably outperform Bitcoin, so maybe 21% downward. And then from there, then you get a big rally upward, potentially into the end of March, a few months there, would be your next kind of big place for Solana. So that's what I'm kind of looking at there. And then, ApeCoin, trigger wave on the 3 days, so that's really good. I think you may see a jump up to $1.75, and then we'll see if we could break above that. Maybe after that, like I mentioned, for a lot of these, come back down, and then you rally up to 250. Again, I don't know if it's going to exactly happen that way, but I generally would keep a bullish bias with some occasional pullbacks. And the occasional pullbacks will be scary. Virtuals, we were looking at this in Paul Barron the other day, that had that technical target a little bit higher. I think you might be able to get there. Money flow is still okay. You're getting some bear divs in that 3 days, so it is a little bit scary, but I think you should keep going a little bit more here. Just a few other ones we looked at in Paul Barron that look pretty good. This trajectory upward to $43 potentially. So this could jump up. A lot of these could potentially jump up. Render, a lot of the AI ones are really exciting. I think you'll eventually get up to $17. And Bitcoin dominance, I think we saw enough rare bearish signs to finally bring us down. Gap to our size right there. I think we're good enough, and I think we'll generally trend downward, which means alts would be a better buy. S&P 500, you got that double bottom there, which is really good, and I think that we could jump in next month or two. 6,300, believe it or not, maybe. Matic's a good one that I think could fight back a bit. That's jumping up to, your next down target would be at 60 cents, and then hopefully a rally back up to 75 cents. Some of these alts could really get a nice pump, especially with Bitcoin dominance looking the way it looks. You got your, you got your trigger wave forming on the 3 day right there. So that looks pretty good. So a lot of potentials here, a lot of potentially longing Solana up to this area. Maybe a stop loss below here would work. It's like a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. If you guys are interested in trading, check out the links down below, especially for BYDFI down below. I forget who always was it, Carl, or I forget who always did the finger down below. But anyway, but yeah, so check out those links down below if you guys are interested. As always, what we've had with BYDFI and BloFin is 10% off of your fees for life if you sign up with my link. And then we're doing on BYDFI especially, there's a really good bonus where you could withdraw the bonus if you have a certain amount of trading volume. It is a good amount, but you take a look at it. The links are down below, like I mentioned. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if you sign up to any exchanges down below, deposit at least $100 and open support ticket with your UID in the Discord. We'll give you one free month. The Aldo Empire VIP Discord channels with some of these trades in advance, tagging you guys when I do enter them. So check that out. So yeah, just open the support ticket with your UID to get that. Anyway, guys, if you're new, welcome. Always appreciate you guys smashing the subscribe button, liking the video, all that good stuff that supposedly helps or whatever. All right, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.